So I thought it would be about time to do I'm not going to really call it a long-term test, but we're at 9.8 hours. I don't know if you can see this. Right. 9.8 hours on a 2017 TX 300. All right, so let's start first by the disclaimers. So I am not an expert. I would consider myself a strong intermediate rider, and I am on my third bike. This is my second bike, and the bike before that was a 2007 TE 450. This is a 2010 CR 144, which I thought was the perfect woods weapon until I got humbled bringing it into some, I'm going to call it hard enduro territory in Calabogie, and realized this has limitations. This gives you confidence, makes you faster, but can humble you in a heartbeat. So, what I learned so far. What I did learn with this bike, you ride it like this, and you got no problems. This, if you ride it anything more than, half throttle in the woods, you hit a tree. And I did just that, as you can see from the surgical scars here, right, when I was in the mini pine. So the 9.8 hours have essentially come from, well, first 5 hours were weak. It was in the winter, just trying to get out there, and really I shouldn't even have done that. I should have just waited till the weather was decent and then really put some solid hours in. So first 5 hours were with the original needle and stock jets and everything too. I've kept everything stock except for a new needle. I got a new needle which is from a 150, and I should have recorded the number before I put it in. I was just too anxious to get it in, and it does make a difference. So I got a needle from a 150 apparently, and I've got it at the top clip position, and I've got my air screw out right now. I'm starting to back it out. It's starting to get warmer around here in Kingston, Ontario. So I'm at almost 2 turns out, and I checked my plug this morning, and it's looking pretty rich. So I think just the air screw is all that's going to be needed at this stage of the game. And worst case scenario, I will get that JD kit. I'm done reading the internet about what to do, about opening up the air box, blah, 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 blah. I'm at sea level, 500 meters. I don't think I need to be doing a lot of that. I think just changing the needle was a big deal. So 15 minutes into the first stage of this event, I was riding it like that, which was stupid. Second gear and trying to stay in the revs. And if you already own this bike, you know where my mistake was. Remember, I'm a strong intermediate. Okay, I'm definitely not a pro or an expert. Third gear is your friend. I was revving it in second, and I've got footage on YouTube where it shows me hitting the tree, and it was a big humbling moment. So the sooner you can get into third gear, the better on this thing. And the suspension, I can't tell you enough how well it works. You do have to check this each and every time you go riding. 9.6 bar is where I keep it. I'm back to the stock clickers. I thought I was a better rider than what I really was, and said, oh yeah, let's make it aggressive and go the 2 clicks for everything sport. And I found that that's a great way to give yourself some arm pump. So back to standard, and it seems to be perfect. The only thing I've done is I've adjusted the sag a little bit, just 1 turn from the stock, and it seems to make a difference. Turning, I think it's just a matter of getting a little more confident and aggressive in the corners, and I'm getting there. But other than that, all I've done is mix it 50-to-1 with this stuff. AMS Oil Dominator does the job. I've changed the oil with this stuff, and God, what else have I done? Oh yeah, other than the protection, these are the stalkers. Stalkers meaning you get the flags, and then the shop said they could sell me the stock full wraparounds, and for 120 bucks, it certainly saved more damage. If I just had the flags, I'd be buying a new one of these. Probably a new one of these. Probably a new one of, well, which hand was it? This. Yeah, it would have been real fun. So the protection is key. The carbon fiber pipe guard And I've got the this stock aluminum, meaning it's a Husky stock bash guard plate. Yeah, stock gearing, really. Like I said, I pulled the plug, works great. Was running a little rich. I've been diligent with the air filters every ride or second ride. If it even looks dirty, I swap it out, put a fresh one in. Brakes are amazing. Yeah. Why did I go with the TX300 over the TE? Well, it was under the guidance of Al Yonker from Two Wheel Powersport, and I'm glad he steered me that way. I prefer the cross country versus the enduro. I'm not one of those guys that likes to get on the asphalt and wear my tires and put unnecessary kilometers on a bike. I'd rather just do loops and loops and loops of I'm kind of like a hamster on a wheel. Must come from my mountain bike background, where I used to just do that all the time as well, you know, for extended periods of time. So yeah, this is the kit that definitely is doing the job this year. Unfortunately, I can't say I placed really well in this event for two reasons. One, me hitting a tree, and two, a buddy hitting a tree, which was a little bit more serious, and we thought he may have actually fractured his femur. So instead of an 11-minute special stage, it turned into a 19-minute just to make sure he wasn't dying. So, you know, I'm living with that. So, and that was an enduro event anyway, so the points don't really count for the XC circuit. And then we had last weekend, which was Cochrane's, that was supposed to be an event, but it got canceled. And look at me turning this into my a video about me again. So essentially, the TX300 is a weapon, but you can modulate it as long as you check your ego at the door and you realize that that's all you need to do until you have the opportunity to open her up. Oh, and boy, does it open up, and does it ever sound nice. Which, by the way, if you're curious, yeah, I'd like to get some bling, maybe get the 2.1 FMF. It's supposed to be a little quieter as well. Sound tests, the guy looked at me and says I'm right at the limit. Just for reference, a buddy of mine had a 2016 TE 300, or was it a 2017? I think it was a 2016, and his was right at the limit too. So I think they manufacture them to be right at that 94 decibel limit. But yeah, suspension's unreal. Point and shoot this thing. It's a good deal. It's a good rig. So I would say 2 thumbs up.